I don't think I've ever started an episode on time, figuratively speaking, or literally speaking in this case. Um, this is our 30th episode of the season, and I don't even know if it is or not. This might be our 14th. I haven't really kept track of any of this stuff, to be honest. Hey, do you want to tag Chad Wilson in this video? Do they think I'm Chad Wilson?
I believe they do.
Love it.
Am I getting mistaken for Chad Wilson by Facebook right now? That's a real thing that Facebook just told me. I don't know what to say. Sup, Brock Klein? How are you, bro?
Sup, dog?
6 viewers. Hey, we got 6. Ross, are you sharing everywhere?
What's up, Catherine?
Have you shared yet, Ross?
Doing it now.
Alright, everybody, share, 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 share. Excellent, excellent.
Should I do not, man?
No, just don't ever do that. Don't. Please. I've already been a me. Yeah, I got a Keystone. Definitely got a Keystone.
An apple?
Just county for now. Blunt talk and that's it. Boom, we're good to go. Chili, what up? Hey guys, welcome back. We're finally home after being away for a few weeks. This is Joey Blaze live from our studio here in an undisclosed location, aka Ross's living room. Joining me tonight is Ross Collins. Ross, how was your weekend?
It was fun, man. I had fun.
You had fun?
Yeah.
I had fun too. Ocean City. Oh man, Ocean City was legit. Let me tell you. Whew. If I had to say top 5 vacations of all time, okay, business trip, vacation, it was all the same to me. I loved it in the end, no matter what. I would have to say it was probably top 5, maybe number 2 or 3, give or take. It was just amazing from start to finish. I had an absolute blast. I got there on Friday in the afternoon. Unfortunately, I couldn't do anything because I kind of was tired. But let me tell you about the wonderful hospitality. Thank you very much, Ross and Catherine Collins, for the joyfulness and fun that you guys provided for us and the food and good times. You guys were such wonderful hosts from start to finish. I couldn't have asked for anything better. Thank you so much once again.
You are welcome.
You guys were the best. We hung out all day Friday. We were supposed to do a Blunt Talk episode Friday night, but for those of you who don't know what happened there, things just kind of went awry and we never ended up getting to it. We shot one on Saturday instead. I learned a lot from this weekend personally. This was quite an education. I always talk about how going on the circuit changes you. It's like baptism almost. It really is. You go in there with a different perspective when you leave. Mine was completely changed by this weekend. And to be honest, I'm a different person, Ross. I really am. I really feel it after this weekend.
Good deal. I like it.
It started on Saturday when I got there over to the Parks and Rec Center where I watched the games. I was filming there for Ben Pennington and the 9-Man Media Shooters. Shout out to those guys. Thank you very much for allowing me to be part of the coverage this weekend. This was the second tournament I live streamed. I did Hagerstown back in 2017. This definitely surpassed it on terms of environment and especially weather.
Yeah.
Great time at Ocean City. The Parks and Rec field was absolutely great.
Dude, those were nice.
Can we talk about how that's one of the best fields that we've probably ever seen on a flag circuit?
I didn't get to even play on it.
Yeah, you just play it. I got to film it and witness it, and it was just a great setup overall. It had a scoreboard. It had a booth where we shot film from for live streaming.
Concession stand?
Yeah, concession stand and everything was open.
Yeah.
Rarities. We don't see these things very often.
Awesome.
Value these things while you can, guys. Like, this is what the circuit's all about. I got to film a couple games there. Starting out with the X-Dogs taking on Blackhawks. That was absolute dominance from start to finish. Matt and company brought their entire team. It was lopsided. Blackhawks just did not stand a chance. 19-0 was the final of that one. The X-Dogs going on to become the number 1 seed going into day 2 when they defeated the Honey Badgers in the next game 21-0. Same exact game. Matt and company dominated the trenches. The Honey Badgers offense could not move the ball because of it. They got absolutely stifled. So overall, the X-Dogs 2-0. First time a Keystone flag football team has ever gone on the circuit and won in Ocean City. So shout out to the X-Dogs for that effort on Saturday. 40-0. They were the number 1 seed going into Sunday. How they did, we'll show in a moment. The other two games I covered on that field was the AFN MD Titans game. I've seen the Titans numerous times in the circuit, and every time I've seen the Titans, I think they've beaten the league team that I've seen them against. I've seen them against Red Knights. I saw them against X-Dogs. I want to say they played Ruckus at one point, but I'm not 100% certain. But it seems like every time I see the Titans, they beat them. This time, AFN just manhandled them. This was not close. The numbers game was part of it. AFN, they brought their full squad. They were ready for this tournament. And we'll get to more of that in a moment with AFN and everything else. We're going to have them on, actually, sometime around 9 o'clock. Already a little dry. Had dental work earlier on, so still recovering from that. Always fun. But AFN, 19-6 over the MD Titans. That same dominance was just to start in this tournament. 21-0 over 7-1-7 Elite. Another game not close. Final was 40-6 on that. That was enough to earn AFN the number 3 seed. X-Dogs was number 1. So shout out to AFN and X-Dogs for their effort on Saturday. Shout out to another team that was a little under the radar. Now they want to say, do you want to tag Justin Brown in this video? So I'm being mistaken for two rapidly different people.
Justin Brown, that's awesome.
Yeah. I don't know if you're thinking of the same one I'm thinking of, though. There's definitely two of them.
Yeah, there is. It might be three, to be honest with you.
Oh, Lord. But looking over at the MD Raiders, which was basically a Washington County flag football all-star team when you look at it. Let me pull up the group that Scotty said that he had on that roster this weekend. This team had Nick Maydall, Michael Beachley, Andy Hoffman, Mike Scunyon, Ryan Piper, Gary Little, Ricky Miller, James Scott, Brandon Michael, Damian Coates, Derek Dehaney, Ron Savage, Desi Diaz, Brian Archer, and Javon Parker. This is virtually a county all-star team. You got Ruckus, Program, Red Knights, some of the Raiders from the 8-man team that Scotty has over there in Baltimore, mixed into all of this, and with even a Railroader thrown in there as well. I mean, this team actually went out there and they won. They did something that County was not very successful at last year in their city tournament, which was winning games. Remember that one in, I want to say it was 16 or something, 1 in 21, some margin like that. They went last year, County did, 1 in 21 overall. The league last year in Ocean City was 1 in 21 overall. Yeah. Dismal performance. Not saying this year was overall better, but I feel like the team they fielded on Sunday and Saturday was a much better unit than the 16 separate than they were last year. Yeah. When it was, when everybody tried to go separate and everything else and got smacked around instead. Looking over at the final score, they beat Metro Reloaded 24-0 before falling to Rideout 19-13. So that was 1-1, not bad. Earned them a 7th seed. We'll get to Sunday in a moment. Meanwhile, Ross.
Yes, sir.
What about your Saturday?
My Saturday?
Yeah, what about your Saturday?
It was interesting. It was fun.
Tell me about it.
What, playing football?
Playing football. Who'd you play for?
ADR.
ADR?
Yes, sir.
Adrenaline Ross?
Yeah.
Hey! So, how'd you guys do? Did you put up 40 points and beat everybody?
No, we did not do that.
What happened?
Well, how many points did we score? 12?
12?
14, something like that.
Something like that?
How many was it, Joey? You probably know.
10-0 lost to the Bullets, who
we
seemed like they had a lot of familiar faces on their sideline, don't you think?
Yeah. Yeah, the Bullets were pretty good, man.
The Bullets, pretty good, yeah. That's a good way to put it. This MD Bullets team was legitimate this weekend. Yeah. We'll get to them momentarily. 10-0 was the score. The Bullets defeated ADR. Kevin Clancy getting redemption from the prior losses to ADR this year, both in the Washington County Flag Football League and in the circuit. 10-0 was the final there. And then ADR, or rather the Bullets, turned around and had to play another game. I want to say it's main event. The final on that one, 24-7, I believe. I may be off on the score.
Something like that.
Something in that ballpark. If you have the correct score, please let me know. I want to say it was 24-7. The Bullets won over main event in that second play-in game. So the Bullets 2-0 overall. Shout out to them. Shout out to Clancy. Shout out to Tom Hoffman for coming out there playing A bracket ball when a year ago he told me all the reasons why he didn't play anymore. He said he was too old for it. He couldn't keep up anymore. Let me tell you, It seemed like he was enjoying himself out there on Saturday and Sunday. It looked like he was having the time of his life. I think he went backwards in age a little bit. 31-7, Kevin? Oh, my God.
Was it?
Was that ever main event?
31-7?
Wow.
It might have been.
I'm about to say it was pretty. It looked like it was lopsided.
Yeah,
It looked lopsided to me. So
31-7 was.
that sounds about right. I'll take the word for it. Dang,
Yeah.
dominance.
They were
Absolutely,
good.
yeah. They were held. I might be understating it. Tom was on kick return. Oh my God, he was.
Yes, he was.
Tom on kickoff return. Well, when was the last time he was even on kickoff? Because we don't even do that in this league. That'd be like a first time for him, man. Hey, Circuit's weird. Andy put me on kickoff when I played with him in Virginia Beach a couple of years ago. So, but the Bullets, 2-0, absolute dominance on the day. That was enough to earn them the number 2 seed, as the Laneys were a little bit more dominant. They were given points for forfeit as well as their dominant win over the Punishers.
But back to ADR. Brock Klein, he played pretty well.
Brock Hine played pretty well.
Yeah.
What about the rest of the team?
I mean, they all played pretty decent.
Y'all played pretty decent.
Obviously, need to put more points up on the board and stuff like that. So
Big facts. The only way you.
I'm just an offensive line. I mean, you got the game and all that.
Yeah. No, you're just a lineman. That's right. You guys don't matter.
I just show up and do what I'm told to do, and then I go home. Then.
No, you do a good job of it. You're a good worker for them. I appreciated your efforts out there this weekend. You did a great job, Ross.
Thank you, John.
It was in the second game, however, that ADR, you guys should have won.
Yeah, we should
My
have.
goodness, I'm just going to put it a mild tangent
I
here.
will say that.
Main event should have lost this game. They really should have. Main event only dressed 14. Their offense couldn't do a damn thing. And just 2 costly pick sixes. But not just that, the special teams mistakes also hurting ADR. Let's talk about that. The special teams mistakes, such as the botched kicks, which all started from the snaps, because on a few of those, Tyler had to adjust. And when he had to adjust, that immediately throws the timing off of the kick.
And the first one, we adjusted where the ball was before he hiked it. For some reason, it just kind of threw everything off.
It was also freaking darkish.
No,
Oh my God, that game was dark, and yeah, I was at that field. I did stream that game. That got really hard to see really fast, especially because we finished at what 8:15.
It was late.
It was really dark.
Yeah, and it was a bad game to watch too, because all I could think of is ADR should be winning this by 3 scores. Main event had nothing in that game, absolutely nothing. Main event had nothing worth talking about.
Except for that.
I was just saying, I
Except
think
for that one guy that had the interceptions. They were all like pick
number
sixes.
6
and
got
stuff.
me
Yeah.
ready.
Yeah, and the bottom line is, at the end of the day, 2 picks, and then you had 3 special team opportunities in the end zone. How many squandered points is that? Before halftime, you had a chance to score. You had the chance by the extra point you guys didn't even miss. It never happened.
Brock Klein played well though.
He's like,
Brock Klein played well, though, yeah. We'll give him that.
I mean, main event wants Brock Klein.
That's just a rumor.
Straight out of the mouth. I was there.
Oh, okay. We'll look into that a little later on.
Yeah, he said that.
Especially as we get closer to Virginia Beach next month. But quick mentioning on that OCSB field. That was a really nice old school field. I felt like I was sitting out there in this old-timey flag football place where there's holes in the ground and you can drink and chill and relax, even though we're at a Christian school. But that's an old school flag football field, to be honest. We're at a school, so let's just drink. Not that we did. We didn't.
I'm always
JK.
appreciative to even have a field.
I am too.
How much of a pain in the butt it is to try to find one.
And that's the thing is, and that's what's killing a lot of flag football is the lack of ability to get fields, because everybody's getting stricter and stricter. It's more about the kids, less about the adults. We've been through that in Washington County, which...
Shout out to Greencastle.
Shout out to Greencastle. Oh my God, they are lifesavers. We'll get to that a little later on, though. Looking at the comments, worst field we played on in a long time. Yeah, it did look rough to play on. I will say that. I would have been nervous to play on that field. I saw how South destroyed a lot of bodies, and that made me nervous back then. When we played there a couple seasons ago.
It was a little bit, right?
I just enjoyed it for the atmosphere. That's more so what I was into. Less about the actual field of play. Looking over day 2, we get to the actual single elimination process. As I send a quick message. The first game of the day, 9 a.m. I actually got swayed into this one because that's when I found out that this was a Washington County team. That was the Rideout beating the Raiders 19-7. Unfortunately, did not go as well as it did for them in day 1. But from what I was gathering, the Rideout team brought a whole other squad compared to what they had the first day, which is understandable. That happens in tournaments. They got blindsided. It happens. Shout out to the Raiders for the effort. I mean, 1 and 2. You guys play together. You guys are getting better. That's the first time the Raiders won the circuit as a team since Scotty's brought it back like that. So they're getting somewhere. And I look forward to seeing where Scotty brings his team as time goes on. So the next game for that was the X-Dogs against the Blackhawks. That game was over at the other field. I did not get to watch it because I decided I was going to stay on the OCSB field until the championship games, because it just made more sense for me to do that. It was just more appealing to film at, and I liked doing it there, mostly for the atmosphere, as much as I did enjoy the other field. X-Dogs over the Blackhawks. I have no final score for this one, however. If someone else has it, please let me know. This is the second X-Dogs game with Blackhawks, not the first one. But the X-Dogs are victorious. They advanced to the quarterfinals. Okay, relax there, buddy. Jaeger's a little grumpy tonight. The next game is something I have to address. It is AFN Wolfpack. I'm pretty sure everybody has seen the video by now.
Yeah.
That. Let me just say this: Justin Fox really, really burned that dude. First and foremost, he really burned him on that play.
Right.
And secondly, I mean, props for him for trying to hit it and succeeding. I'll give him that. But to be serious for a moment, I got no beef with them, that whole team. They're actually good, really good guys. Shout out to the Baltimore Wolfpack. They've been really nice about all this, in spite of flag football. Hey, Renegades in here. Shout out. I need some water, man. Getting dry as hell right now. But thank you. But AFN, that game was one-sided, and once again a demonstration of how good AFN did in this tournament. 28-7 over the Wolfpack. Game was never close. So I've been hearing that since I was in high school. Not joking. Since what was it? Came out Pineapple Express. I've been hearing I look like Seth Rogen ever since high school.
That's hilarious.
It's all true, man. It's big facts. I got in Rogan. I've gotten Hill. But AFN knocked out Wolfpack 28-7. Congrats with them. X-Dogs, on the other hand, second game did not go well. We gave a shout-out to the Renegades earlier. Let me give another one. Shout-out to the Renegades for that beatdown. Thank you very much, Catherine.
You're welcome.
Shout-out to the Renegades for that beatdown that they put on the X-Dogs. 28-6. I, once again, didn't get to see it. I was at the other field. Hate to see the X-Dogs go down like that, but Renegades brought it on day 2, that's for certain. So 28-6, X-Dogs ended by the Renegades. And we're going to finish up this recap in a moment. Moving on now to the AFN against Long Island Demons game. Once again, 24-6. And the biggest key to AFN's offense all weekend was Tyler Murdoch at quarterback. Just absolutely having the chance to throw those deep bombs to Justin Fox, to JR, to Isaiah Keys. All those guys together. How do you stop a receiving core like that? Especially when you have Tyler Murdoch, who is an absolute gunslinger when it comes to throwing the ball out there in the field.
Right.
And it showed on Sunday as well. 24-6 over the Demons. The defense, especially.
On Sunday,
Yeah.
what I noticed was they were playing Tay, like a slot, stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
Tay's pitchback game was on point, dude.
It's the one he made to Fox
He
in the
did
championship
too.
game.
Yeah.
Where it was like, it felt like it was 40 yards away or something
Yeah.
like. I couldn't believe he made it.
It was awesome.
It was great. Oh my, dude. That whole AFN team was straight up fire this weekend.
They were. Defense
I-
was on it, too.
I'm going to throw a stat at you guys in a minute. Keys was balling. Oh my God, yeah. Zeke looked like the Zeke of old. Like, this team deserved to win the tournament. Everybody on that team on the field has had their struggles in the last year. The Broadex guys didn't have a good year last year. AFN trying to move on and win another championship. It's been a while since they won a tournament. They've managed to do it. A big win for them. That's a little spoiler, but everybody knows that by now. But talking over these dominant performances, 24-6 over the Demons, 20-7 of a rideout. That game was a bit of a struggle for them. Rideout gave them a fight, but AFN took over as it went on and just held on to it in the end. And it was behind that dominant defense by AFN and that offense that was just scoring one deep play on those big plays.
Right.
Those big plays made a difference. I swear, like every Mert touchdown was a bomb, practically. They just managed to have the downfield ability, and that made it for a disadvantage against other teams. Going back to the A real quick, it was the MD Bullets over ADR in a rematch, 27-7. Ross, any insight? I didn't get a chance. I watched a little bit of the game. I did a little bit of coverage during that AFN game whenever there was nothing going on.
Right.
And it just seemed to me the Bullets were just on fire. That you guys just came out. You guys were ready, but they wanted it more, is what I saw.
Clancy was throwing all over the place, man.
Oh my God, yeah. I looked over a couple times watching him on the field, and I'm just sitting there in amazement at what he can do.
And then their defense is good too, man. Rushing 4 and 5 all the time and stuff.
And that's
Getting interceptions and getting to the quarterback.
Yeah.
And all that. Bullets are no joke, man.
the Bullets are no joke. There is a reason they are where they are.
Yeah.
Shout out to what Mudgett and Company has done.
Yeah.
The Bullets are an excellent organization. And speaking of the next game, as we get to the championship ones, the Bullets once again victorious, 16-7 of our main event. So 2 wins against main event on the weekend, 2 wins against ADR. They managed to take advantage. They managed to disprove the rematch theory, where it's a lot harder to beat them the second time. They beat them both. I want to say a little more soundly. The main event game seemed like it was a bit of more of a struggle, but in the end they pulled away because it was 7-0 when I heard they were down.
Yeah.
So they rallied back. They took over. ADR seemed like there was no doubt they had the game. Like you guys threatened a few times, but overall, what I saw was a Bullets team that was just dominating all over the field on Sunday, similar to what AFN was doing. Which leads us to the championship. Gave up 7 points per game through 5 games. Oh my goodness, really, Kevin? That's impressive. Especially with Laney's, who was their opponent in the championship game. We'll get to that in a second. But first, we're going to talk about... Hey, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. We're going to talk about the B Bracket Championship game. And this was AFN versus Bays Auto. And I had heard about Bays Auto last year. Last year, Bays Auto beat the living hell out of Broad Axe and Ruckus in Ocean City.
Right.
Absolutely annihilated both of our teams. Our boys went down there and got beat around by those guys. But AFN gave it to Bays. Bays fought them hard. Don't get me wrong. Bays Auto put up a hell of a performance.
It was a good game.
They did. That was an excellent game. They lived up to the hype that I always heard about them. Because I've heard so much about Bays Auto and how good they are. And to finally get to see them in person made me really happy.
Right.
Same with seeing Bullets in person for the first time. Because I'd never seen the Bullets in person. So being able to have the opportunity to do so was great. Yeah, that's what I've heard. That they're hella tough. I'm looking forward to seeing more of them on the circuit, to be honest. But it was 15-6. It was AFN victorious in that game, and that game was a nail biter. When I was sitting in the back of the end zone on 3rd down and 20, with Mert literally lined up 5 yards deep in the end zone. He's 105 yards from the end zone. He's 25 yards from a first down, and he's one flag pull away from Bays having an 8-7 lead. And that's when Mert rolled right. He threw it up. He managed to draw the flag. He managed to get the first down. And then a couple plays later, it was the play to Tay that led to a pitch to Fox that gave AFN a 2-point conversion opportunity that they succeeded in and a 15-6 victory. Shout out affiliates. And I'm going to drop you this stat right now. AFN outscored their opponents on average of 21-5 in terms of points per game. 21-5. Do you know how insane that is to think about?
That's pretty good.
And that's in circuit ball. In 7 games, 21-5. They allowed less points than games played. Do you know what that is on average? It's insane. 21-5. Excellent. Just excellent. 0 second half points all weekend, Nate Blow. Wow. That's actually probably true, though. Because every game I saw them, they did not allow a single score in the second half.
Damn.
AFN's defense adjusted and the offense exploded. It was an excellent combination from start to finish. Absolute props to them for this tournament victory. We're going to have them on ASAP as we get to the final game of the day. And one I was really proud to film. It was Laney's and Bullets. And Kent Page and I were calling that game in the booth in the first half. Hey, shout out to Kent Page and Trey Jesse and Ben Pennington for providing commentary this weekend. They really helped out for a couple of those games, give me some insight and everything else. Really loved having them on set. That's how I'd imagine I'd love to see games being presented as.
Yeah, that's cool.
Lose my voice fast. But Kent had told me that the Bullets would be a 10-point underdog if they were to play the Laneys. That to them, they were a 10-point dog. Which I thought was... Thank you, Justin. Which I thought was ludicrous. I'm like, I don't know. Laneys is great. I saw them destroy Mayhem when I was in Owings Mills back in August. But that's my own experience of Laneys.
Yeah, they look good, too. Obviously.
That's putting it lightly, Ross. But in this Laney's Bullets game, the Bullets played absolutely great defense. This was an excellent battle from start to finish. The biggest differences to me were the 2 picks that were thrown by Clancy. However, they were made up by Clancy later on when he scored after the Laneys missed their field goal opportunity in the red zone. He drove them down the field, and they managed to tie the game. And it was very close. It was an excellent back-and-forth championship game. These were 2 fantastic classics to be a part of.
It's a good matchup.
It really was. This was what flag football really is meant to be. If I were to say in top games of all time, both would rank very highly up there. And I've been watching this game for 20 years. Well, maybe minus about 15. Give or take. But honestly, 2 great championship games. Congratulations to Laney's. Congratulations to the affiliates. I'm really proud of both squads for this effort. Ross, what are your thoughts about this weekend for Motion City?
Oh, yeah, it was fun, man. Like I said, it was a whole new level from Hagerstown. Hagerstown's the only other tournament I've ever been a part of.
Exactly.
So.
No, I agree.
That's why I'm glad I went to the other fields, too, so how nice those were.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it was cool.
No,
AFM, I'm glad I watched AFM win the championship.
Same here. That was a nice feeling. It's like I've been around AFN since they started up a couple seasons ago, and to see them go out there and win a championship is great. They had a dry spell for a bit there. They won our league. They came up here last spring and won, but they didn't really win much the rest of the year or around the year. What team stuck out to y'all? Non-winners? Okay. Bays was pretty dominant. I'm pretty sure they had a similar stat line to what AFN did because Bays played extremely well too. I got to give a shout out to them. They're a really damn good team. It sucks because I didn't get a chance to watch much A bracket ball. Main event I thought did really well for not having everybody from the looks of things.
They definitely played better Sunday than they did Saturday.
They did, yeah. They definitely did play better on Sunday.
Sunday is when everybody comes out.
Exactly, yeah. And that's just basic strategy. It's common sense. Like, and I think a lot of people who are inexperienced on the circuit don't grasp that. And so when they come out there, they want to give it them all 3 games. And the truth of the matter is, you got to play it a certain way each game. You never know who you're going to face. You will face the same team twice in a weekend. Yeah. It ends up happening that way most times. Yeah. And I think a lot of the guys that we know personally, they're not experienced on that yet. But I think as time goes on, they're going to understand that more. But going back to the topic of non-winners who stood out, A bracket ball, main event. Got to give it to main event. That's the other A team. That's the A team I give props to. The B team, I'll give props to Bays. I actually had Bays as my favorite initially to win it because I saw they had everybody ready to go down there and everything else, and I had a good vibe about them going in. Pretty close, very close, but shout out to AFN for making it not happen. Renegades, yeah. From what I saw, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't watch much of anything else other than like the games 4 hours. Like Playmakers Elite looked pretty good.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to see Playmakers live though, but I've heard great. I definitely know great things about them.
Q had at least 1 touchdown, didn't he? 2.
Tyler, it was great seeing you back out there, dude. You were balling, bro. It looked like you had not even lost a step since you were last on the field. Like it's been nearly a year since you were on Broad Axe, but you look like you hadn't lost anything. What was the same guy I saw up here in county? Speaking of county, real quick, most of you guys know this is also a Washington County show, so we're gonna give a little talk about that for a moment. All 7 league teams are actually represented this year. ADR entered their own team, of course. The programs were represented, of course, on the Raiders, Ricky and Gary. Broad Axe was split up. You had Tom Hoffman, Matt Ridenauer, Tivis, and Clancy on the Bullets. And you had, technically, I'll say Mert's part of Broad Axe in my head still, because he will probably never show up for another team, as far as I know. But to me, he's Broad Axe. Him, Nate, and I'd say Zeke, because Zeke hasn't really showed up anywhere else yet. They were showing up on AFN this time around from Broad Axe, yeah. Ruckus had James Scott, Ron Savage, Derek Dehaney, and B. Mike on the Raiders. Danny Longerbean from Ruckus went to ADR for the tournament. You had Andy, Ryan, as in Piper, Scunyon on the Red Knights playing for the Raiders. And, of course, you and Brock Klein on the Warriors. Let me tell you, Ross, like, you guys have played in county. You mentioned yourself that talent gap is an insane jump for you.
Yeah.
When did it hit you when you were on the field how much that gap really was compared to what you're used to?
What, this weekend?
Yeah.
Before I even stepped on the field.
Before you stepped, you felt it? Yeah, you could see it. It's
nothing I can't handle.
And that's the thing. You guys handled it pretty well. That's the thing. I feel like I said, the circuit does change you.
Danny was hogging up my left side, man. That's my left side.
Danny's hogging up the left side?
Yeah, right side. I got my footwork's a little off.
You got to learn to switch that up a little bit.
Yeah, I did. I played against Main Event the whole game on Saturday night.
For the record, Kevin, you and Tyler were the 2 quarterbacks who stood out to me the most this weekend. Like, those were the 2 best quarterbacks I'd seen all weekend. Yeah, major shout out to both of them. Of course, we had Michael Beachley of the Railroaders playing for the Raiders, so it's kind of cool. That Raiders team was very unique, especially the fact that they all showed up in different uniforms. You had Red Knight uniforms, you had program jerseys, you had Ruckus, you had... Did I mention you, Damien? Oh, I skipped you? Oh, Dame, my bad. I skipped Damien.
He even came over too.
Did I? I know he did. Did I?
You did.
Oh, you know what the worst part is? My notes don't even have Damien listed there. Dude, I am so sorry, Damien. Oh man, I am so sorry.
I still like you, Dame.
We still like Dame. We love Dame. He came over. He was hanging out with us and B Mike and Tyler over the weekend. But I'm just glad to see these guys getting out there, man. That's what we need to see more of. And if you guys want to do more tournament stuff, let me tell you, Virginia Beach, June 8th and 9th. I went there in 2015. That was my first ever tournament. I'll give a KFFL shout out in a minute, Peter. But Virginia Beach 2015 was my first tournament. And to be honest with you, I would go back again because that tournament's fun. It was a great time. June 8th and 9th. I believe Keystone's going to be over by that point. So you guys from Keystone, if you want to play in the tournament team, look into Virginia Beach. Same for you guys in county. It's the last week of the regular season, so it's hard to say what's going to be on the line by that point. But if there's nothing on the line and you're able to come down, go down. It's worth it. I had a great time in OC.
Are we going to be playing county for Virginia Beach weekend?
We have there is county games planned, yeah. But those are also games that we don't know anything about yet. For all we know, they're for nothing because nothing moves up or down by the result of them. It also gives guys a chance to play who normally don't play. Some guys who stay for county might go down there. The Immortals played without some of their guys this weekend. They were down there for AFN, for example. They still went out there and played with the guys they left behind. And actually, from what I see in my notes, did really good. We'll get to that momentarily. But yeah, next month, Virginia Beach, June 8th or 9th. I don't know who's confirmed for that yet. I've heard the MD Raiders are. So if you're interested in heading down there, you don't got a team, talk to the MD Raiders. ADR, I would assume, is heading down there if you're trying to play A bracket ball. But if you're trying to play B, Raiders, of course, there's other teams on the circuit. But if you're just new and trying to get somewhere or even get noticed, go out there and play, man. Represent us and do us proud. June 8th or 9th, Virginia Beach. Head on down. It's going to be great. I'm stoked for it. Are you stoked, Ross?
Yeah.
I'm going to see if I can have some coverage down there as well when we did an OC. I'll have more on that sometime early next month. We'll get back with you on that. But as mentioned, with the leagues around the area, X-Dog representing Keystone, Ron Savage, of course, representing the Killer Bees in Keystone, too. Of course, most of AFN, Regan, Tay, Black and Company, they play in Keystone for the Immortals as well. So that's all representation of Keystone. Shout out to the local areas for participation for this tournament. Really glad to see it, guys. Hope to see more as time goes on. It's great seeing you all down there. It's like a vacation with all your friends. Why not do it? Come out and play ball. Have a good time. I love it, man. Tournament ball is the best. Looking around to see. I was scheduled to do a call-in, but I got nothing on that. Let's see, look around my notes. Overall, I enjoyed this trip. This was, like I said, top 5 vacations. Virginia Beach is going to be nice to possibly head down and see. Looking forward to it. Looking forward to doing more tournaments this year. As we get ready to move along here, we got about a few minutes before we get AFN on, I believe. I'm going to see if I can real quick. But anyways, so guys, tell me about your OC experience in the comments. Sorry about that. Someone tried calling me.
So popular, Joey.
I know, right? Start that league talk up.
Brock wants you to get the Virginia Beach, your Virginia Beach condo ready.
I'm about to. Yeah, give me a second.
Getting right on it. Getting right on it, bro. Consider it done.
Sorry about that. I don't know dead air right now. But I'm excited to get back to league play this weekend. I'll be trying to head to Keystone and get a couple games in on there. I'll be also at Washington County, like always. You know me. We'll be having live streaming games there this week. Shout out to Greencastle, Pennsylvania, for providing us fields. It's at 9:15. Okay. We're going to do a quick reset of both leagues, actually, for these next 10 minutes while we wait our guests up. Looking ahead at the power rankings for Washington, let's look at Keystone first, actually, because Keystone comes back first on Saturday. Looking at the results from last week, it was the Gators over the Spartans, 26-0. One-sided. Spartans still can't earn a win, it seems like, Ross. Hopefully they can find something soon because the season's coming to an end fast. Looking at the second game, it was Immortals over the Spartans, 27-0. That game got one-sided quickly. Again, they just cannot figure it out. Yeah. Oh, actually, if you're... Hold on. I might be able to fix this. We might be able to do what I was trying to do. Scotty may have finally figured it out. I can stop talking. We'll get back to that momentarily, guys. Scotty, accept the invite. We almost got him in. This was like the interviews I was doing. Scotty, hey!
Hey.
Hey, you got your name?
There we go.
So first and foremost, I want to give you praise for putting together the Raider squad you did for the tournament. Thank you for bringing that team from county down there and showing some of the guys on there what cricket ball is like and growing as a team even further. 1 and 2, not the record you'd imagine I want, but at the same time, still the effort's there. I can tell you all want to keep growing and do great at it. So shout out for what you did, man. Any plans of doing more Raider stuff? You guys heading down for real for Virginia Beach? Anything certain yet?
Yeah, man. Let me first off, let me give a shout out to Laney's for winning the A and definitely AFN for winning that B. That's a tough tournament big tournament. AFN brought it all weekend, so big ups to them guys. Mad respect and mad love for Black and Tay, old Raiders from back in the day, Regan, Ross. Uh, stand up guys. So I was pulling for them. I'm glad League Pride that they pulled it out against a tough Baez team. So I wanted to kind of shout them out first off. Shout out to ADR. Shout out to X Dogs. Had a great Saturday. I see some Renegades checking in. It was a tough tournament. People came to play. Good teams, good ball all weekend. Great weekend. So I wanted to shout everybody out. Big shout out to something we had noticed while we were kind of watching the Rampage ride-out game. I wanted to shout out Long Island Demons and Grimies. Their captains did a really good job of preventing something from blowing up and getting their teams under control. And that's something that a lot of us noticed sitting over there in the last couple tournaments with all the dust-ups and stuff. They did a really good job of kind of getting that under control. So I wanted to kind of give them a shout-out as well.
And that's the hard part in tournaments. A lot of emotion as you keep playing all those games.
Yeah,
the more you play, the harder it gets.
Yep, for sure. As far as us, we've done pretty much everything we could this year. We started off with Atlantic City, Ocean City, of course. We just confirmed this afternoon with Jamie Wolf for VA Beach. So we'll be down in VA Beach. We're going to do Baltimore going forward. We'll do Hagerstown. Possibly I think there's a New York, so we're looking at that. And then, our plan is, I think there's an Albany or something. I have to check into it. But yeah, somebody had mentioned it. So, we're pretty much trying to, get points, get some W's or whatever, because our end goal was Nationals this year. So we're building. Like you said earlier, and I appreciate it. You always throw guys our way. Our problem right now is depth, man. We went 1-1 on Saturday, played right out real tough, lost by 6 on Saturday, and then came back and had a tough matchup as a 7 seed against them on Sunday or whatever. And they just kind of they played great ball. They went up tempo on us because we only had 15, 16 guys, and they pulled out a W by 2 scores. So the biggest thing that we're trying to do is build a squad. We got a squad about 15, 20 good guys, but not everybody can travel every weekend, so you kind of get stuck sometimes with 15, and we're trying to prevent that. So we're trying to build something for VA Beach. As a lot of people know, I'm hurt, so Andy came and stepped in and played really good ball this weekend for us. So we
Shout
appreciate
out
him.
Andy Hoffman.
Yep. So yeah, man, just trying to build something. If I know ADR and AFN typically scoop everybody up, but if you're looking for a home, just want to ball with some guys, get some time, holla at me. We're trying to build a family atmosphere, and just kind of get this off the ground. We're trying to get to what AFN and ADR is at right now. So that's what we're working towards. Shout out to them. I know every time I see a bunch of AFN guys, ADR guys, X-Dog guys, it's crazy in league play. We're all barking at each other across the field. Can't stand Damien, can't stand, a couple guys. But when we get to these tournaments, man, one of the biggest things is you got to have league pride. So, it's cool to kind of sit there and, root on ADR a little bit, root on AFN. They always come up and show love. So league pride is big in these tournaments, and I appreciate everybody's support, and I hope they kind of appreciate when we stick around and kind of check them out, them ball out, and root them on. So
yeah, and I appreciate what you do, man. So it's about the injury, Scotty. How long are you gonna be out for, bud? Are you in need of a quarterback again for Virginia Beach?
Yeah, so Andy's gonna roll with us at Virginia Beach. I think Andy's gonna roll with us honestly for the rest of the year. Andy looked really good this weekend. And, putting Andy in, we don't lose much in style because our systems are very similar. We think, very much the same. And he knows how to use the weapons that I have. Derek Dehaney, Beep, Stunyon,
what was that
Mitchell,
nickname
Dustin
that
Mitchell.
Palmer gave you a couple years ago?
We won't get into that. I think we won't get into that. But, Andy played well this weekend, and I'm probably going to be out for a couple more months between, getting the cast off and getting into rehab and stuff. So by the time we come back for Nationals, I'll probably, play some tight end, get on a D-line or whatever. But we're building towards Nationals, man, and that's our end goal or whatever. So trying to, like I said, we're building. We appreciate the support we do rep for Washington County when we get out there. So that's when I was talking to you earlier, I wanted to kind of get that across because a lot of times we kind of get forgotten. And the success of AFN, ADR, X Dogs. We're chugging along too. We played tough Baez Auto. We played tough games up in Long Island. didn't come up with a W. We lost one game on Saturday by 3, one game by 6. Then we lost to Baez on Sunday by 2 scores. So I mean, we're tough, man. We're gritty. Just looking to build. A lot of times, not having the bodies catches up to us. So that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to build and get up to that level of ADR, AFN. Ride out and your rampages out there. So.
Hey, man, I mean, you're pulling from a very talented area. I mean, Washington County Flag Football League, it includes the I-81 corridor down through West Virginia towards Winchester, Virginia, down towards even James Madison. When you think about it, it's not that far away. People can drive up from there. They do come from Baltimore here, too. Same from Hagerstown, same from Frederick County. The guys you have right now, Scotty, are a nice mix of guys who play perfectly well together from what I saw on Sunday and Saturday after looking at the results. You guys seem like you had it. It's just Sunday you're overmatched by a ride-out team that was a lot more ready. A ride-out team that I remind everybody did get to the semifinals before running into AFN. So a ride-out team that did an excellent job.
Ride-out played well all weekend. Sunday, I mean, they came out with a good game plan. It was kind of they screened us all day on Saturday, so they kept coming at us with waves of bodies. And then Sunday, they saw that we only had the 15, 16 that we had from Saturday, and they went up tempo. And, everybody's, pulling their hamstrings and stuff like that on Sunday. So, I mean, they played good ball. They played tough ball. It was a different ride-out team that I've seen in a while. We played them in Owings Mills last year and lost by a score on Saturday as well. And it wasn't the same ride-out teams they had out there this weekend. They had a good team, good squad out there.
Yeah, they really did. They stood out to me a lot as one of the teams who played excellent. Just the way they played that Raiders game, and I didn't get a chance to do their second game. I was away for that, unfortunately. But against AFN, they were one of the teams who played AFN better than most did. I didn't think that was a lopsided game, as it seemed like. Whereas the rest of the weekend, it felt like as the games went on, AFN was just dominant. But the Raiders, Scotty, I really am glad to see you guys progress. I believe that was your first tournament win, correct?
No, we beat Program in a play-in game in Hagerstown.
That's right. Nemesis Program, I remember that.
No disrespect to Program. The play-in games, we kind of like, So I guess big boy ball, yeah. And I felt bad. We ran into a Metro Dogs team. It's not the Metro Dogs of old, so they're trying to bring some young heads up. So we beat on them pretty bad. It wasn't really a good feeling win, but hey, it was a W. We've been close. I could recount on Hagerstown tournament on Saturday. We lost one game by 1 point, one game by 2 points. So it's really just bodies that we're trying to build up and try and get over that hump right now. But I mean, we're chugging along, man. So the goal was to be playing real good ball going into the Baltimore tournament in Hagerstown, and then try to make a run at it down in Nationals. Anything can happen down there. So
yeah. And I especially look forward to seeing what you guys do going forward. So put it out there, Scotty, Virginia Beach for the Raiders.
Yes, sir. We're in there. We're in there. Yep. Contact me if you're looking to play. There's a lot of guys in this league that are untapped into, man. ADR and AFN has done a good job of connecting with some of the Warriors guys and some of the Broadex guys. There's Program guys that can ball. There's a ton of talent in this league, man. And Ross said it earlier. It's a different beast on that tournament circuit. And it is really fun. You're playing against guys from all over the place. No disrespect to anybody that plays in the Washington County League, but tournament ball is a different beast, man. If you really want to come and
big facts.
If you really want to come and play against some of the best ballers up and down the East Coast, whether it's the B, the B division is nothing to scoff at these days. There's a lot of good ballers playing in B. So I mean, there's good competition. You can play in A with ADR. I mean, Boone and Damien will always take you. I'm not sure if Reagan's looking for anybody. I'm sure if you're anybody of quality, you can get on. Same thing with X-Dogs when they travel. We're all looking for pieces, man. So if you're looking to travel and kind of, get your talents out there, get at us.
All right. So that's Scotty Scott, MD Raiders. Scotty, thank you for joining us tonight. Wish you the best of luck in your recovery. Any estimate on time?
It's going to be a couple months of rehab, so we'll see. Hopefully, maybe August, September, I'll be able to put some cleats on. We'll see. The wife's not too happy about that, but I'm probably going to take a ride up to Greencastle on Sunday, so I'll probably be sitting in the chair, watching some games. So I'll be there, shooting a shit with anybody that's on the sideline. So
awesome, dude. We look forward to seeing you Sunday up in County, man.
All right, man. I can't wait. I'll see everybody there. Joey, thanks for having me on. Everybody, keep on, keep doing what you're doing, man. Everybody, stay healthy.
All right. And you get healthy yourself, Scotty.
Thanks, man.
All right. Scotty Scott of the Raiders joining us tonight. He seems very confident in this team. I'm really ecstatic to see where he goes and everything else as time. An absolute lot since I first saw them a couple of years ago on the circuit. I remember Scotty had started out with the Raiders, hitting me up to help find some guys. That's when he found the Ruckus guys. That's when that connection was born. And we saw what that did for them. 2 championship appearances. Scotty can lead teams to a championship. I will give him that. He is a winner. And I'm going to get ready in a moment. We have another call-in coming up, actually. But I'm really excited to see what goes on from Virginia Beach. Especially looking ahead at the teams that are in it so far. The spots are already filling up. I keep seeing a new team added every couple hours, it feels like. It might be a problem. But, Ross, are you excited for Virginia Beach?
Yeah. I can't hear your guess or anything when you have the headphones in, dude.
No, that's fine.
Just sitting here.
Well, that's fine. No, I'll just give you another question. Are you ready for Virginia Beach at all?
Am I going? Am I excited?
Yeah, are you going?
I don't know. I'm playing Plain County. I'm gonna go, man.
You got a game against the program that day.
Playing program twice?
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember that.
You guys, because the schedule has that weird wraparound.
Might meet something about that.
What's that?
Play a program or something too?
Yeah, but we'll get to that momentarily. In fact, we got a friend of yours who wants to call in for that game. We're going to have him because he had the easiest weekend last week. And yet, he's going to probably have the hardest weekend this one coming up. We're not going to say who it is yet, but this man has to play X-Dogs, program, and ADR all in the same weekend. We'll get to him later on. But first, I'm just glad to be back in county. I just want to give a quick shout out to the city of Greencastle, or what is it, township of Greencastle? I don't know how Pennsylvania works. It's kind of weird to me. I'm not from up there. So I guess we could say city of Greencastle, PA, and Greencastle Antrim High School for allowing us to stay on the field all season. That field is one of the best I've ever seen. It's turf. It has a nice area for filming at. We should really take advantage of that while we can for this season. The tower alone makes for great photography and great videography. I will try to keep live streaming certain games up there because it's a great viewpoint to have for certain games. Not all, because some games are meant to be on the ground to watch, especially when you see the mobile quarterbacks we have up in this league and the running games that come with it. But that was approved. For those who don't know, we are playing all season in Greencastle, PA. I'm spending a lot of time in Pennsylvania this year. That's a lot when you think about it. Keystone on Saturdays. Sundays you have county. Is it town?
PA is where it's out for football fields.
PA really is. Actually, this weekend, Ross, was the first time that I did a live stream in the state of Maryland all year, all season, on terms of flag football. I had not done it since November 10th of last year, the league championship game. Been spending so much time in PA that, like, we just have not really had time to be down here much at all, actually. And we'll get to that momentarily. We're trying to get one more guest on the line. While we're doing that, we may have finally got it. Okay. Do I got him? Is this going to work? We try to rehearse these as early as we can, but it's always hard to do so. I did hit adding. We got him. It's connected. Hey! Hey, dude. How you fellas doing tonight?
All right, man. All right. What's up, chilling. Feeling like champs.
What's that?
Feeling like champs.
Oh, okay. Do you guys have headphones on you?
Huh?
Headphones?
Headphones? Shit.
Yeah.
Right.
With that momentarily. There we go. Now I hear a little better. You hear me? Okay, it's a buzz in
Can you
now.
hear me?
Hey, there we go. We got it now.
All right.
Everybody watching, we sound good? Good? We're just going to assume we're good. How's that championship feeling?
I feel good, man. I feel good.
Yeah?
You didn't realize how good we played until we kind of reviewed everything after the tournament, man. Because, it's always stuff to work on. But
Oh, my God, yeah.
feeling
catch
good,
the
man. We played
Did you
good.
catch Yeah. Did you catch the stat I said early on?
Yeah.
21 to 5.
Yeah, it was funny. We didn't even realize that until you said it, until you put a stat out there. So we was like, damn, they averaged
Yeah.
5 points. And then, like how you said, man, I think nobody scored in the second half. And our offense just kept scoring. So it just made the scores, when they're not scoring and your team is, championship bound, So
Yeah.
I think that's probably the best we played in a good while. I mean, probably I almost want to say ever, man. Besides AC, these last 2 tournaments, man, we just been rolling. I think we found our good core group of guys. We got a lot of talent, man. It's hard to defend our offense right now. I mean, that's with Mert at quarterback, Trail at quarterback, Sosa. We got a lot of weapons, man, and it's hard to cover all that. So, he's gonna keep looking to build on all that going towards Virginia Beach.
Yeah. So what's the plan for Virginia Beach? Is Merton them full time? Because I remember the story with me was they were asking around for a team and they ended up coming across you all, and that's when the connection was made. Is that connection long term?
With Mert, he will be playing with us as he's available. He's still working through that. He's kind of partly retired, probably not retired.
So we talking to his agent. Trying to get a contract.
Yeah, we're still in contract
$10
negotiations.
million when he got
Still negotiating that? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it will get done. It will get done. But we still have Keytrell full time. Then we'll have Mert when he's working on that as well. So
Hey, I gotta say, you guys got an amazing amount of quarterback depth right now when you think about it. Trail, you got Mert, you still got Tay, you got Big Tay too, whenever
Yep.
you need to.
the Jet.
Hey, yeah, AFN just always seems to put it together. And no matter who the quarterback is, and especially this weekend, I feel like was the best squad I've seen you guys field ever. I know that's a big statement to make, but it's one of the few that won a championship. One of 3, I want to say. Am I correct on that?
I think this was our 4th. This most
Fourth?
recent was our 4th, I believe.
Okay.
Yeah.
One of 4.
Oh, are you counting league and regular terms?
Yeah,
of the
yeah,
tournaments?
yeah.
If you count league
County,
and regular
county,
terms, I think
tournaments.
we're like on 5th or 6th probably.
5th or 6th. I think it's the best team I've seen you guys have. Period.
Yeah.
Everything
that-
was just working on all cylinders.
that team was definitely stacked. We had I think 4 or 5 guys from Team Petty. Those guys helped out real good. Good quality players, But I would say it had to be, and it's up there. We were still missing a couple of key guys, which is crazy. But
92%.
Yeah.
92%.
Yeah, it was high. It was high
92%?
percentage. Yeah, I think like 92. Yeah, Virginia Beach,
I
man.
think
We're gonna see.
I think it's a blessing you guys weren't 100 because you might not have given up a single point and given up and scored even more.
Yeah, yeah. So I mean, we were. Yeah, yeah. I'm not gonna give out the full thing. We still got some bullets
Oh,
in
of
the
course
in the
not.
in the chamber.
Okay.
A little more action on the damn question. What the hell going on?
Well, what'd he say?
Yeah. Also, we wanted to say though, we appreciate all you guys, all the media guys out there too, man. I know you guys got a. I mean, not a tough job. I'm pretty sure it's fun, man. But we appreciate y'all, giving us the coverage and the videos and the pictures and things like that. Appreciate you following us and all that. Giving us that good old marketing.
Yeah.
Try to get some sponsors and all that stuff.
Hey, man, I'm just happy to be able to record all this stuff. This is the stuff we shoot on Sundays. It's not just game day film. It's stuff that years from now we're going to look back on and remember in the best kind of way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if you watched the live stream or not, but I made sure to also include your post-game celebration with it because I wanted to give that atmosphere and feeling of what it's like to be on that AFN sideline in that moment. That, to me, is just as big as catching the big plays and all that kind of stuff. So, to me,
Yeah.
I'm happy to be able to film you guys because you guys helped drive two of my biggest passions, football and film. And to be able to
Yeah,
be part
man,
of that
so-
sideline all 7 games this weekend was an honor.
Right. Yeah, man. It felt real good, man. My guy Mike right here is one of my top DBs. Defensive captain with me, man. If it's not for guys like him, my guy Juwan over here, probably the best D lineman we have, man. Him, Ross, Jack, Dante, Bruiser, well, the whole D line, man. I mean, we
Oh,
just
my God, you guys are loaded.
we got dogs everywhere, man. Without these guys though, man, we core guys is we got our core guys and then we add on what we need to add on, man. And it's just our culture now, man. We all rotate. Like everybody gets in, and we're so deep that we was able to be fresh on Sunday. Like we went up a couple touchdowns. Sub. Everybody played, man. Everybody played. Everybody produced. Sunday come, we was fresh. So that helped with the run.
Yeah. And that really helped you guys out in the end. I feel like it was having the freshness, having the overall depth. I want to say you had close to 30, maybe 20 something in the high 20s. And that's one of the biggest keys people forget about in tournaments is having those numbers. You got to come in close to 30 to know if you're going to come out and win. Sometimes you might get lucky with 19 or 20.
Yeah.
But if you want to go out there and win Ironman football, especially B bracket where 7 games and what is sometimes a less than 24-hour span
Yeah.
can really, really drive you to your limits.
Yeah.
And I don't think, and for a lot of people, 7 games is a whole league season that they're thinking every week they're going there for 1 game only.
Yeah. Yeah.
They don't understand, like, to really win, you got to be able to win 7 in a weekend, not just in a whole season.
Yeah, man. You gotta be sharp Sunday, man. Saturday, you go out there, get some mistakes here and there. Just learn from those mistakes on Saturday. Sunday, you gotta clean it up. I want to shout out my guy Chico. He was Coach Chico this weekend. He had he had a minor knee surgery.
How's
he'll be back
how's his
for Virginia
recovery
Beach.
going, by the way?
He's doing good.
He's gonna be back?
Yeah, he should be back by Virginia Beach. His knee scope got some stuff cleaned out. He'll be back soon. So we'll be happy to have him back as well on offense. Just another, another piece.
Another weapon.
So a lot of people say without Chico, they don't know how offense is gonna look. So they got a good taste of that this past weekend. And then when he comes back, added on to what we had this tournament, man, it's just gonna be crazy. And Tay Sosa, man, him at tight end is just
Yeah.
ridiculous, man.
He was scary at
JR,
tight end this
yeah.
weekend.
Yeah, man. All of them, man. It's Sosa at tight end, man.
Such
JR,
a loaded offense.
JR. I got Sheik. We pulled from 8 man. We used to play with him. He plays with ATA and 8 man. 5 and he won a championship with ATA and 5 man. Sheik, Tay Sosa, Javier from Petty, um, Kales, Foxy. Man, it's just it was so much, man. We got Ant laying folks down. Ant had a baby, had to go home. You know.
I was wondering what happened to Ant because I
Yeah,
was talking to him Saturday. Then Sunday he asked me to live stream the game, and I was like, what happened to him? Because he didn't say anything.
yeah, yeah, man.
But that's
He had
great.
a baby, so he had to
Congratulations,
go
Ant.
home. Yeah. So we had that.
Yeah.
We had that one for Ant and his newborn. You know, then defensive guys, man. We got Black, Phil, Nephew, Mike, Jawan, Jack, Alex Norton, Dante Bruiser, Fats. I mean, it's just so many guys in there. I can name the full team, man. It's just Ron Peasy, right?
Dennis.
Dennis, yeah, all the petty guys. Yeah, Dennis got the big interception against Basin Auto in the championship. They was driving
Yeah.
downfield on us, got to the I think 2 yard line, man, and I think it was third or fourth down. Dennis got interception, and
Oh, Zeke, man.
yeah, we already know Zeke. Oh yeah, Zeke
Yeah.
is phenomenal, man. As always,
Oh my God.
that guy. Like when you
Him,
can't
him and Mert was a
key on
natural
him,
connection.
yeah, and like when you can't key on Zeke, man, when you got all those different weapons, it's tough. Like I told Ross, I said, man, I wouldn't want to play against this offense, man. Like it's too much to worry about. It's way too much, man. And then linemen up there, Fred, Ross, Jawan, you know, Bruiser, Norton, they're giving Mert 5 seconds to throw, man. It's tough. It's definitely tough. You gotta have guys that can cover out there to even think about stopping half the guys on the offense, man. So but we just looking to keep building on this, man, and keep winning. You know, we got that. We trying to get this negative image out the way, which is half of it spun by the media and all the media frenzies and all that stuff. Half of
Trust
it,
me,
you
I
know.
I learned over the weekend how fast a video leak can spread to the
Man,
internet.
it's crazy how fast stuff leaks and gets and just blows up and goes viral so fast these days, man. You know,
Hmm.
so yeah, like we had like a teeny mix up with Ride Out, but you know, it was like everybody was just calming, like calming folks down, backing up. It would have never go further than that. Those guys over Ride Out are good guys, man. They showed good class after the game, man. Wish us good luck. They even came to watch our games. So I want to shout out the Ride Out, man. Those are guys. Me and Ross know the captains and owners on the team. You know, old vets over there. They give us pointers here and there. You know, so a lot of respect to those guys over there too on Ride Out.
Yeah.
Basin Auto has definitely got better too.
Mm.
Yeah, yeah. Shout out to the whole Maffo as well. But Basin Auto, man, they definitely came and played. Even though it's 15-6, that was our tightest game of the whole weekend.
Yeah. And I actually got scared for you guys for a second watching that game because I thought Bays was about to pull it off until
Yeah,
Mert had that play on that
yeah,
third down and it must have been third and 25. He
yeah.
was sitting
Turned the
5
switch.
yards deep in the end zone.
Yeah, yeah. Jawan called the timeout, and huddled everybody up. He's like, "Hold on," and like, he said, "We're not gonna lose this." Yeah, yeah, definitely. Between that play with Mert and Dennis getting an interception on the goal line, I think those are the two game changers. When Sosa got that screen and pitched it over to Fox to what was that the first possession we had, or it was K? It was a K
I
and
think
then
that
to Fox.
was. I swear I remember the lateral being way late in the game and just causing me to erupt because of how stunned
Yeah,
I was in the moment.
yeah, it
Yeah.
was crazy. It was crazy. It
It
was
was
crazy.
insane. That I couldn't believe he completed it that far in the field at
Yeah,
that kind of angle.
yeah, and like
Like,
I think when people see Sosa for the first time or play against Sosa against him for the first time, they see him catching screens or catching dump offs and taking it to the house. But then when he throws it, they're like, "Oh, what is he? What he doing?" But there ain't too many
yeah.
tight ends gonna throw it across the field, throw it across the field like that. He'll still
Oh my
find the hell
God,
out of you
definitely
too.
not. Yeah.
Yeah.
And having Mert in there, I'm assuming was Tay going to be the quarterback prior to Mert joining, or is that not determined?
Um. Well, I guess that depends on who we have at the tournament. Ideally, we want to keep Sosa where he is because He
Oh
has
my
a, he
God,
has a,
yeah.
yeah, he has a new nickname now called Triple A because we just have him everywhere now. He All American. We have him at cornerback,
All American
Oh my
athlete.
God, yeah.
tight end, receiver.
Triple A.
Yeah, Sosa. Yeah. Sosa having fun with that. So yeah, secret weapon guy. So
Well,
we got a
if
lot of guys
anybody's
who can.
watching, the secret's got to be out by now, though,
Oh
because
yeah,
he had
yeah,
an
definitely not
absolute
secret.
dominant performance.
Yeah, man, we got a lot of guys who play offense and defense. Mike Kidd could play receiver, DB. Jawan plays everywhere, O line, D line. Of course, Ross could play D line and O line. So I
And,
think that's the main thing. Where that's a lot of guys
yeah,
have a lot of versatility and all that.
and that's the thing. People forget that's the biggest key to winning on this level is being able to be versatile and willing to adjust based on what you need to be that day. Sometimes you may not have everybody there. Sometimes you may have to move guys around. Other times you might have to play a certain position just because. And the ones who are willing to do that are the ones who are going to win championships because they're the ones who are going to do what it takes to win, as opposed to wanting to stick to what they just want to do.
Right.
And that's a quality that's missing in a lot of players, is the ability to be that flexible.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's definitely true, man.
And
So
and you guys do that so well. You guys do it so well, and that was the one biggest thing I had about praise about you all in county last year was your ability to seem like to dress anybody and come out there and win no matter what,
yeah.
and no matter where anybody was playing. You guys had a kicker play DB at one point last year, if you remember
Yeah.
that one.
Yeah, I think oh yeah, Tim, yeah. My guy Tim, drunk Tim.
Good old
but
Tim.
yeah, I think it's just guys buying in, man. Like Jawan just said, it's just guys buying in, man. And putting guys in the right positions. When you put guys when you put them in a position where they're comfortable at, or they just follow what we do, man. No question, everything gonna fall into place. Just communicate and play within the system. We just getting guys are buying in, man. It's just getting more and more beautiful every time we play because guys are buying in. There's no arguing. Guys are like uplifting each other, man. It's going good. It's fun, right? It's fun, man. It's so fun. Like if you watch like the pictures Ben takes, all of us are smiling. We playing around. We taking it's fun, man. Football is fun right
Yeah,
now for us, man. It's fun. Well, it's definitely fun when you win it.
yeah.
But it's fun, man. Like we just having fun right now, and the camaraderie building, man, and we just taking that one tournament at a time, one league play game at a time. We getting better in league play, practicing, working on kinks in league play, and then coming out in tournaments and putting it all together.
And that's what it takes. Speaking of league play, you guys play down there in Maffle. What is your game this week?
We are down. We have interleague play. We're playing in Baltimore. Who we play in Baltimore? We play.
We play Wolfpack.
We play Wolfpack.
And then we play Rock.
Wolfpack?
with the camera guy.
That Wolfpack.
Yeah, that Wolfpack.
Oh my goodness gracious! You're playing them again. Oh
Yeah, yeah. Let's do a smack the
wow,
camera.
That's funny.
that same team. Oh my God, what were the odds?
Yeah. We're gonna run a sweep to number 7 for you. We're gonna run a good old sweep to him first play of the game.
They say he apologized, but I've
Yeah,
never seen the actual post.
Yeah. Well, they said he apologized, but we're gonna.
I mean, I believe
he's
it.
still-
So yeah, I look forward to that game. Is anybody going to be streaming that one?
I'm not sure if they're gonna stream it or not. Unless I don't know if Ben is gonna be up there. He might be at Maffle. I'm not sure. But yeah, we play them. Then we play the Grammys after that.
I'm glad Joey streamed the game.
Oh, okay, nice.
They said pull up, Joey.
Pull up. Hey, I
They
thought
said
about
pull up.
it. Trust me, I thought about it.
We're gonna call it Wolfpack game and Joey game.
Told you protect them on that sideline.
Yeah. We play 11 and 12. But,
11 and 12.
Yep, 11 and 12 at we play at
Bills, Newtown.
Newtown in Baltimore.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
That's
know
our
where
high
that is.
school, I believe, right? Yeah, Newtown in Baltimore.
Where the tournaments be at.
Yeah.
Where the tournament they'd be at, yeah. So we play
always-
Wolfpack 11,
yeah.
play Grimes after that.
Okay, nice. Best of luck this week. That's a tough draw to get, though. Because they played Wolfpack last week, but then they're playing the Grimies right after that.
Yeah.
That's 9 games in about 8 days.
Yeah, that's where it
You guys
pays
ready?
to be deep.
It's what it takes, man. You guys got to run the gauntlet, and you guys do it fantastically. 2 tournaments this year already where you've been to the finals of that. Are you looking for a third one, potentially Virginia Beach? Could this be
Yeah.
the year of AFN?
Hopefully, we're trying to get the year, man. Florida put a bad taste in our mouth, man. Like we would never expected to go there and have the type of showing that we did. After that, man, like we got home. I'm talking about practices were like deep every single practice, 25, 30 people, man, just hungry. And we're still hungry. I think like that's the main thing, that's the difference. When we're winning, we kind of lax, but this time we're winning and we get even hungrier when we win. And like getting AC definitely was like a beast thing because we played so good in AC, man, but it was overshadowed by the extracurriculars in the championship. So
Yeah.
nobody really cares how good you play when you don't finish, because of a fight. It was all fight. We played a hell of a tournament at AC. Offense was hot in AC. Trail was lighting them up. JR, Chico, Sosa, those guys was doing it, man. So I think that was something else we wanted to kind of erase, not the tournament in itself, but the championship game, and go to OC and win that. So that was extra motivation too. What happened to AC, just trying to erase all that, and then yeah, take that momentum, go to Virginia Beach, man, and try to win that too.
Yeah, and I believe you guys can do exactly that. Really good shot at it. 2 tournaments back-to-back where you've reached a championship. That's a very hard feat to play. You're talking 14 games you guys have played in this season alone of flag football tournament game. That's a lot already.
Yeah.
I don't know how, maybe more if we count Florida as well, but that's really high amount, a lot of experience for AFN. I think they're ready to do it again at Virginia Beach. If you guys bring
man.
if you guys bring that squad down there, I think you might be heading for another one.
Yeah, and I think us going through the gauntlet how we did. We were playing in Hagerstown and then Maffle. I think that helped us too, man. We just getting that stamina up and just playing a lot. You just gotta keep playing to get used to playing, So but yeah, man. So we're just built to play a lot, man. Deep roster, a lot of talent. You put guys in the game and don't got to worry about them, any drop off. So,
Yeah.
we're built for it, man.
The def especially helps out. Well, thank you for joining us tonight, fellas. Congratulations once again on that championship, Ocean City. Hope to do it again next month, Virginia Beach. I cheer for you guys, I do, but I'm also glad to see any team rise up in this area and go out and win on the circuit, especially as flag football continues growing in our region.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having us, man.
Appreciate all you guys.
We always, we're not in Planet Hagerstown right now, but we still always watch your show, man. Always check up, see how y'all doing over there.
Thank you.
It's always love, man.
Hey, I'll be sure to check up with you guys sometime down in Maffle. Make that happen soon.
All right, let us know who this up, man. Come on down to Jersey.
Hey, man, I'll be down.
All right.
Hey, who's a big fan of you guys?
Who?
Ross's kid, Maddox.
Oh yeah.
Every time I come over with the jerseys to hang up and all that, he puts on the AFN one and gets excited. He loves you guys.
Tell Ross.
He wore to the game and everything on Sunday.
Tell Ross set this up. He can get his own jersey. We'll get Regan. We'll get Regan and get him a jersey made.
Okay, we can do that. They got a jersey coming from Maddox.
Oh yeah,
Right
shout
on,
out to
he's good
Regan
with that.
too. I want to shout out Regan too, man. Can't forget Regan, GM of the year right there, Mr. Jerry Jones himself. Even though I don't like Cowboys.
John Dorsey.
John Dorsey. All right.
That's a neutral.
Yeah,
John
neutral.
Dorsey.
Shout out to Regan, man. That's our guy right there. That's Mr. GM, man. Without him, a lot of this stuff
John
don't go.
John
man.
does fantastic.
Yeah.
I agree.
Without him, a lot of stuff don't move, man. So, want to shout out Regan too.
Definitely. Thank you once again for joining us. We'll see you guys again next month. Hopefully, Virginia Beach. I'm working on that. We'll see if I get down there.
Yep, we out.
It's always last minute with me. So
Yeah. All right, that's cool, man. Let us know, Joey.
all right, we'll do. Good night,
All right,
fellas.
buddy. All right, man.
All right, peace. AFN joining us, and so I'll tell you, Ross. the affiliates, they've done a hell of a job this year. AC runner up. What do you think, Ross?
Yeah.
We're up?
Oh yeah.
All right. Ross, I can feel you. You seem like you're a little out of it.
I just lost it because I couldn't hear what. Unless I held my phone up to my ear, you know what I mean?
I get what you're saying,
With
bro.
the headphones. But I do appreciate the jersey, for real. Much respect.
Yeah, I'm glad they're doing that for him.
I like
Maddox
it.
really loves AFN. Like, he gets excited every time that jersey comes over. He puts it on. He runs around the room. We told him they were playing. He had a big smile on his face. He is like the biggest AFN fan I've ever met.
He loves flag football.
He does. I'm glad to see him so invested the way I was and many of us were as kids.
What was he doing before he got here? Oh, he's playing with Rolex and I forget now. What was the other county team?
Oh, he was pretending that he was
Railroaders,
playing.
maybe? I don't know.
Nice. That is awesome. Like, I like that. I like that he's that much into it, man. That's hard to find with a lot of kids finding hobbies and stuff like that at a young age. As we go and move along now, he was playing AFN versus Laney's tonight. Oh, that is adorable, Catherine. That is so adorable.
Yeah, that's right, 90s, yeah.
AFN Laney's. I like it. I'm glad he's such a huge fan. That just makes me so happy. Looking back now as we head over to the Keystone Flag Football League, it's league play. Let's have a reset. First and foremost, looking at the results again, we're going to redo this from earlier. It was Gators 26, Spartans nothing, lopsided. Spartans cannot get anywhere, and it's sad. They don't have the bodies to hold up, and it seems like they're not getting the points as well anymore. So, not a good season for the Spartans. And it got even worse the next game, 27-0 to the Immortals. And this is the Immortals without Tay, without Black, without Fox, without a few of their guys. They did dress a squad there, just enough to win their game, 27-0. However, for the Immortals, not so much in the second game. The Killer Bees scoring an upset. In time, they got the win, 13-12. Congratulations, Killer Bees, for your second win in a year. Immortals, second loss of the year, third loss actually, third. That's going to put them down in the standing. That's going to be really interesting come playoff time. Seems like they're destined, however, to play the Gators no matter how it plays out. The Browns turned around. They won 20-0 over the Bees. They're still behind the Immortals right now, but the Immortals have the tiebreaker currently. As I look ahead at the Keystone Power rankings, Spartans are number 6. They're 0-8. Like we said, they just don't have the numbers right now, both on the field nor on the scoreboard. Number 5 is the Killer Bees. They are 2-6 on the year. Not so much good for them this year. They did win, but they followed it up with a loss. Browns are number 4 at 4-4. Suitable for them. They won. They beat the Bees, but unfortunately, it was just not enough to get them up any further than that. Number 3 coming in is... This is going to be some controversy here. I'm going to go with the Gators at number 3. Because while they did beat the Spartans, okay, the Immortals may have lost, but let's be real, that wasn't the Immortals. That wasn't all their guys.
Right.
And you know what they did the next day? They won Ocean City. Their priorities were elsewhere that weekend, let's be real.
Right.
I'm going to go with number 2 for the Immortals. There was a brawl between the Browns and the Bees?
What's that?
Do tell, Peter. Do tell. Do tell. Maybe this... See what he thinks. This man who's going to have a very difficult schedule from what I was seeing. If it ever actually adds him. We're trying it. There was no punches or anything. Okay, Corey says otherwise, Peter. One of you is lying to me. KFFL getting... They need an uncut page, man. Just get KFFL uncut. Go ahead and make it, guys.
What needs to run with it?
It did wonders for County. Number 2 is the Immortals, 5-3. I know you're going to say, but they lost. Did they? They lost again. They lost again to the Bees without most of their guys. they went down to Ocean City and won a major tournament instead. I'd have to say that's a big enough win for me to give them that spot. Finally, it worked. Tim Miller said he played center against the Bees. Yes, yeah. Oh my God. Okay, yeah. So how did that go, Tim? Did you play as well as you did against Mayhem, where you didn't allow a single reception at DB? Play after that in the comments as I adjust because it's getting sore sitting like this. Looking at number 1, of course, it's the X-Dogs, 7-0, undefeated. They went to Ocean City. They went 3-1. Got Keystone their first ever win on the Ocean City tournament. However, they might get tested this weekend. We shall see. Because this weekend, the X-Dogs are going to have quite a challenge on their hands. They're going to have quite a challenge on their hands, the X-Dogs will. This schedule this week for Keystone is not very favorable on their end. We shall see if they manage to get by or not. So he tried to do for the schedule for this week. The 9 a.m. game will be Browns versus Gators. The Gators lead the series all-time 3-0. They defeated the Browns already 10-0. We'll see how that one goes. The 10 a.m. game will be the X-Dogs' first test against the number 3 Gators. That'll be a 10 a.m. kickoff. The Dogs lead the series all-time 4-0. They defeated them already 20-0 a few weeks ago. But we mentioned the Gators play the Dogs a little better than they normally do, so perhaps Ship Flip has gotten some ground on the Dogs. We'll see how that goes. Ship Flip versus what's that? You got the X-Dogs winning that one?
I got the X-Dogs winning it all.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Following that, the X-Dogs are going to be in for a challenge that I feel like is going to be perhaps their undoing. Because they have to follow that game up by playing the Immortals. After they play a physical ship, I just had a random ad pop up, and I wish I understood why. Oh well. That one wasn't even a case where I hit anything. I was just talking, and it just was like, you know what? He needs an ad. Oh boy. These apps. Looking at the Spence returns to KFFL this week. Ooh, I might add that in predictions. We'll have to talk about that. Looking at the schedule ahead again. Immortals, X-Dogs, 11 a.m. X-Dogs lead the series all-time 1-0. That was the 14-13 Classic about a couple months ago. Justin Fox came up for that game. Not so sure he'll be up for this one. He is living away from here currently. I'm not going to say where. It'll be intriguing to see what team they have this week and how they feel going into it, especially with AFN. Hey, there's my guest host, finally. About time. Okay. This is the guy I've been trying to get on all day. Welcome to our show, Swolberg himself, Sean Moats.
What's up?
Bro, how are you doing?
Oh, not too bad. I figured out why I couldn't connect. I was rotating the phone the wrong fucking way.
Is that what that was? You rotated the phone the wrong way? You old man, you.
Kind of dumb, man.
Oh, Moatsy. Let me tell you, Sean, I think you had the easiest weekend last weekend. Can we agree to that? What did you do last weekend, Sean?
Man, I was down at Key West, man. It was tough down there. Beautiful weather. It's 86 degrees all week. Sun was shining. No rain. It was beautiful. So,
that's excellent, dude.
I think I brought some of that weather back here, though.
Oh, yeah, we're going to, from what I was seeing in the forecast, rain seems like it's going to be probable. However, it looks promising for Saturday, so we may or may not be fine with that on Keystone at least. But you, Sean, you have quite a weekend ahead of you. you have to play the X Dogs on Saturday, and then Sunday you have to play the program and Adrenaline Rush. That feels like a circuit weekend. This is your Ocean City this weekend in lovely
Yeah, man,
Pennsylvania.
I'm looking forward to it. All three of those teams, they love physical play. They welcome it, so it's always a fun battle against each one of those guys because you don't have to deal with any extracurricular activity in between snaps because they all love football, man. Like, this is football. Yeah, it's flag, but on that line, it gets rough. So,
Oh yeah, and we
just gonna take it one game at a time. Starting with X Dogs. It's gonna be a battle. There's some big boys. So,
yeah, X Dogs is going to be a good first game. But they're going to be a little worn down themselves coming out of Ocean City. They played about 4 games last weekend, 4 very physical games up front. How much of that do you think will factor in this week to their games with Ship, Flip, and the Immortals? Do you feel like this may give you guys the edge you need to score the upset?
if you want my opinion, my humble opinion, if we have our full squad there, we beat them fresh. That's not me, being cocky. I've seen what we have talent-wise. That last game we played them, Justin Fox is our quarterback, and he hasn't laced up the cleats in God knows how long. And he came out and had a hell of a performance and, kept us in the game with his feet.
Absolute classic.
So, but, they're going to adjust. They haven't been a program, for this long for no reason. They're smart. Eisenberg's going to come up with something for the offense. They're going to adjust to it. So it's going to be a physical game, but I think it's going to be, a mind game too, because they're very smart football players, every one of them. So it's going to be a battle.
I agree. I think it's going to be a classic from start to finish. I look forward to seeing what squad you guys do have on the field that day. As we mentioned, most of the guys who do play on that squad play on AFN as well, and they got a doubleheader coming up Sunday in Baltimore,
Yeah.
as well as already playing 7 games last weekend.
While we're on that subject, man, shout out to AFN. Like, that was a dominant run down there, man. I watched it on the live. It was just incredible to see what they were doing. And another thing, I don't know if the kid will ever see it, but my deepest and sincerest fuck you to the dude that batted your camera out of your hand. Don't touch the media. They're here for a reason. They're here for us. The minute you do that, you're making everybody on the circuit, in leagues, whatever, look bad. I heard he apologized. That's cool, but let that be a lesson. Don't do it. Because I promise you, Joey Blaze has more friends than you. Ben's got more friends than you. You don't want that problem. Don't touch the media. There. That's addressed.
I agree with the message overall. As stated, I do give a shout out to the Wolfpack for being great with their apology for the whole situation. But yeah, don't do that. I agree, and it's great to have you have my back, Sean.
Yeah, always, man.
Thank you, sir. But looking at these Keystone matchups this week, Sean, we were on the schedule just now. You got the X Dogs game at 11 a.m. We asked you about that earlier. What do you think about these other matchups? Starting at, we're going to go to the 9 a.m. game, the Browns versus Gators. That has to be a game where, if you're the Gators, are you looking ahead to X Dogs?
That's the thing with them. I haven't really got a feel for the Gators yet. The last time we played, the full Immortals played up in KFFL. We gave up one big play to them. They got hype on their sideline, and then after that, I don't think they had positive yards the rest of the game. So I think mentally, I don't think they're all there. They're not very mentally tough, in my opinion. I think the Gators do pull this one out, though. Browns, in my opinion, are a little bit more physical, but I think the Gators have a little bit more playmaking ability on their side. So I'm gonna go.
I think yeah. Go ahead.
I'm gonna go Gators by 12.
Gators by 12. I think that's fair. I can actually see this being one of those lower scoring defensive games like the first one was. That first game was only 10-0. That was the final of that one. The Browns had quarterback troubles. I could see it. I think it was 10-6 actually, 10-6. They scored late. I remember that now. I could see it being another game like that, one that comes down to who makes the biggest play on defense at the end. And I think Ship Flip, who plays fundamentals very well, is going to be able to get that at the end. I'm going to go with a very close 13-10 kind of game. Because I think the X-Dogs game being the next one right after that is going to be a bit of a distraction for the Gators.
I agree.
Yeah, because it's the X-Dogs. Everybody is hyped to play them. They're what Broadax was in our league for the longest time, what ADR is now.
Yep.
They're just absolutely hard to beat up in Keystone currently. But we'll see if that streak continues for them. But as for the Gators, like I said, I'm going to go with them in that one. As for the Dogs game after that, I think it could be an interesting game depending on how tired the Dogs are. I mean, 4 games last weekend, the circuit is rough. I know Ship Flip played a few, but how fatigued the X-Dogs are going into this game versus how ready Ship Flip is will be the biggest question. Due to the fact that the Dogs have played a lot, and on top of that, Ship Flip's a little more fresh, but say they come out and lose to the Browns, what's that do for the psyche going in? It's all about that first game. You never know what can happen.
Definitely. Doubleheaders, man. Like we always say, you can't look ahead at that next game, but it's going to be in the back of your mind. Like, I have a doubleheader Sunday, and I know I'm running the gauntlet this weekend. You pretty much already said it, but you just got to take it. Really, man, I always look at it. You got to take it one drive at a time, one possession at a time. That's just how it is. But if the Gators end up losing to the Browns, I think they're in a bad way for the X-Dogs. I think that could get ugly quick.
I think so too, especially with how talented the Dogs are in the trenches.
Definitely.
And the Ship Flip team that I've seen all season has not shown me an offensive line that I feel like can match up well enough against the Dogs to win that game.
I would have to agree with you there. I mean, just go back and watch the film against us. We were having a damn tea party with the quarterback every snap. So.
Oh yeah, you guys absolutely humiliated him. It was brutal watching Patrick Crawford play quarterback that day.
Well, you can't blame him though. I mean, at some point you got to bring in a tight end to block.
Oh, I know.
Just have
they had to have
standing up
something, but that team everybody seemed discombobulated in that huddle and everything, and it was sad watching because Ship Flip is a good team. I'm not hating on them. It's just
that's
they got to come out a little better.
Like, if you want to grow, like Ship Flip, they've got to learn to be mentally tough, man. Like, I think they have a lot of talent. It's just if things aren't going your way, when we were beating them, you could tell we were beating them. Heads hanging, all that, and they got real quiet. Like you got to have fire every play, man. Like, yeah, you might be down, but go out there and make a play. You could be that guy that tips a pass, interception, back the other way, 6 points. Like, you just got to bring it every play. So I think Ship Flip, if they stay with it and they stay focused, I think they can be all right. So
I think so too. Like I said, they are a well-coached team. They do play fundamentally well, and that to me sticks out a lot about this Ship Flip squad. Against X-Dogs, however, I feel like they're a little overmatched, and I feel like that's going to come out and bite them. Head on above my charger. I feel like it's tough. I'm going to say X-Dogs because I just feel like Ship Flip doesn't have what it takes to play back-to-back like that in the physical game. And I'm going to say by about 20-30. I don't think they're going to go too hard on them. I think they're going to rest up as soon as they get up big enough because that Immortals game is going to be tough, which I feel like it all depends on what you guys bring to the table. Sean, you got any intel for this game on Saturday?
No comment.
No comment?
You'll see it.
Okay. I'm looking forward to seeing what you guys got.
You've seen and you've heard who we have. But it's not that big of a secret, but
it's more or less what you guys bring that day, I have to say.
It's a matter of who can get up there. But
yeah.
We're definitely gonna have our quarterback. So that's a plus. It's
Yeah,
nice to know
that's good.
it's nice to know who your quarterback is going to be, the week of. Because last time we played X Dogs, we didn't find out, till the night before the game. We're talking late at night that we didn't have our quarterback, so we're scrambling, and we got lucky. Still, we've never had a practice with each other, so this is all ad lib stuff. I'd say we're doing all right.
I think you guys do great. Looking forward to seeing, like I said, how you bring to the table, or what you bring to the table. I personally think going to this game, you say you got your starting quarterback. That to me is a huge plus. The question of who you have the rest of the way, though, I'm not certain of. But I feel like if you did dress the whole team, this would be a victory for the Immortals this weekend, in my opinion. I seriously believe that if you brought the whole team, the Immortals would win this game this weekend. It's the perfect setup game for the X-Dogs. I know the Immortals guys played just as much in Ocean City last week, but the Dogs, but they're playing Ship Flip, they're in the right place for an upset. However, I feel like this week, assuming the Dogs bring everybody, and you guys have almost everybody, maybe I'd say, to give a number, 80%, it would be a close game, but in the end, I feel like the X-Dogs just get out with just enough. Very low scoring again, but I'm going to go 10-7, because I feel like you guys can do it. I'm not so sure it's going to be this week, though.
I think.
But come June is when I can see the opportunity presenting itself in the perfect way.
Another thing that you got to think about is last time we played them, well, pretty much both of our lines had to play Iron Man ball. But
Yeah.
I am in no way, shape, or form an offensive lineman. And I had to go up against Brady all day. I don't play offensive line anymore. We got our pieces.
Yeah.
So that's one improvement because, I'm big for nothing on that offensive line. I'll be the first one to tell you. Hit me with a spin move, you got a free sack.
But how much of those pieces will be there on Saturdays? It seems like an indication.
I think we'll be all right.
Think it'll be all right?
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a damn good game. I mean,
it's hard. You make it hard for me to judge because, I do want to believe if you had the full squad, you'd win this game.
I think it's going to be a 6-point game. I think it'll come down to the last possession.
6-point game, last possession.
Mm-hmm.
That would be appropriate. I agree.
But looking forward to it, man.
Yeah, I think it's going to be similar to the last game. I'm going to try to be up there. We'll see. I'm going to lean with Dogs for now, but by the slightest of margins. It just all depends on what you guys bring. It really does, because I do feel like at 100%, this Immortals team actually could beat the X-Dogs.
Yeah, I think from your standpoint, you have to take them because they've never lost a game up there. So
yeah,
you'd be dumb not to.
Hard to.
Oh man,
it's hard to. Yep. There you go.
We're back.
Final game of the day for Keystone. Killer Bees and Spartans. Spartans trying to earn a victory. Do you think they do it at all this weekend, Moats?
They just don't have enough people, man. It's sad to watch because those dudes that show up, man, they go out there to play, but you can't show up with 8 to 10 people and expect to compete. It's just not going to happen.
So, and I agree with that. You got to have numbers in order to win.
I wish I had advice for him, man, but the only thing you can tell him at this point is just to hang in there and recruit. That's all you can do. I've been on squads like that. Mm-hmm. It sucks, but just got to keep football fun. That's all I can tell you, man.
This is a time of the year where you need to just say, hey, look, come out for a week and meet me in playoff time, because that's when it really matters.
If I were them, man, I'd be on Facebook. Hey, bring a blue shirt. That's all you got to do. Look, you're already ready, man.
Hey, you know plenty of guys who wear blue shirts, Sean.
I do.
As I picked the Bees to beat the Spartans, and Sean agrees too, correct?
Yeah.
We transition away.
Go ahead.
Ooh, what happened? Go ahead. What happened?
I'm just trying to figure out what happened with the Bees Browns last week, but maybe this isn't the forum for that. So I've been hearing a lot of chatter about a scuffle.
I had to look into that because I just found out about it tonight in the comments section. So I don't know much about it. But we'll look into it. I'll look into it at least. If anybody knows, send a private message. Let's not talk about it in the comments because,
Yeah, message me. I want to know
message
about
private.
that gossip. Yeah, and then we'll tweet about it.
But like I was saying, speaking of guys in blue shirts, Sean, as we transition from Keystone to Washington County, with the power rankings reset, Sean, I'm going to have to start you and your Warriors at number 7 right now in the power rankings.
You have to.
It's been a rough season for you guys.
Rough, disappointing. I mean, had high hopes coming in. It's just abysmal. I mean, honestly, like it's just rough. Like, hopefully we'll have a nice little reset. Having these 2 weeks off. Had time to reflect on what we were doing wrong. We got to cut down the turnovers. Yeah, it sucks because last spring I feel like we had last spring was my first season with them, and I feel like we had a damn good team. We've talked about this before. I'm not going to beat a dead horse, but we were momentum swing, man. We felt like we had a damn good squad coming into this spring. We thought we were ready. Like I sat on here a couple months ago and said we were a number 3 or 2 seed in my mind, and here we are winless. So it's a little embarrassing, but we'll see what we can do. A lot of football left.
Yeah, a lot to go, but right now, number 7, 0-2. It's going to be even tougher with this schedule this weekend. We'll get to that momentarily. Number 6, the team who I think is surprising a couple people right now. They seem a lot more competitive than they've ever been. The Railroaders, 0-2. However, with the way they played against Red Knights and coming out against ADR with seemingly no fear, I feel like that warrants an improvement of what they used to be. This is not the Assassins by any stretch of the imagination.
I agree. They are not the Assassins, man. Like, they're revamped. They've got that newfound confidence. They're here to play football, and I think they're finding out that you have to play the type of football that suits your personnel, and they're running with it. So having all that alumni experience is transitioning over. It's showing. So they're on the upswing.
Yeah, and I agree. And I think 11-man tackle may have given them that kind of baptism the circuit does to flag football. It allows you to cleanse your soul, to get yourself back in the game shape you need to be in. It changes your mental focus. You see what it takes to be great and how to do it. And it re-inspires you to try to go out there and do more than what you were before. I feel like what happens with guys in the circuit happened with the Railroaders and this alumni stuff. Tackle football taught them a different way.
Yep.
And we'll see if that way keeps going as the year goes on.
They're going back to the football of the 90s, the flag football of the 90s.
Oh, yeah. Trust me.
Cool. I love it personally.
I remember my dad's team running wing T up here back in the 90s.
Yeah,
quarterback
people
under
carried
center
out on stretchers. It's crazy.
Oh, man. Yeah. The flag was hard hitting. You guys think it was hard hitting now. Back then, it was flag football in the 90s was no joke. And after the game, we all had a beer. At least the adults did, not the kids.
Yeah. Drinking's bad.
Looking ahead at the next ranking is number 5, Ruckus, 1-2. Ruckus is not looking good coming off of a championship year, but a championship appearance year rather. But there's still plenty of time to turn it around. If they can get the offense on track, the defense we know can play well enough. Sean, do you feel like Ruckus is sitting in disarray right now?
I wouldn't say it's disarray. I feel like they're trying to find themselves again. They lost some pieces. Anytime you got to replace the quarterback like Scotty, it's going to take you a little bit to get your legs underneath of you. But Renner might be one of the most underappreciated players in this league, in my opinion. Dude's a Swiss Army knife. He can do it all. I think Renner, gives him playmaking abilities back there. Might not might not have the prettiest form or whatever, but he gets the ball there and he'll make plays with his feet. Like, that dude's sneaky fast.
Yeah.
He ran me down.
Steven is just an absolute baller, man, and he's
Yeah.
deceiving you. When he takes off and runs, he's hard to get because he knows how to move his hips once he takes off running. He knows how to make the right cuts and decisions.
And he's
Very intelligent player.
He's got a pretty mean stiff arm. I'll give him that. I saw that highlight.
He's very physical.
He likes it.
Looking at number 4 now is the Red Knights, 1 and 2. The Knights got a very young squad, and I honestly feel like they're better than they were last year at this time. Last year, that team barely had anybody. They got enough to win the B bracket in the fall, but in a season where they're only drafting 13 guys, it's really hard to see any promise. But right now, they have enough promise that they might be able to finish up in the top tier of this league. They could be perhaps a semifinalist come playoff time. What do you think, Sean?
I'd have to agree with you. I mean, Andy, shout out to him, man. You know, he did some recruiting and filled a lot of spots. He's got a lot of young guys. Andy's going to play his game. You know, he's smart. I don't know how to explain it, man. It's just Andy is Andy. He's not going to make plays with his feet. He's going to pick you apart. Like, he's good at reading defenses. I think he's got pretty good personnel throwing to now. Scunnion's back. That's been a lethal connection forever. Like, I remember when I played with the Knights, watching Andy throw to Scunnion was a thing of beauty, man. I mean, it's still pretty to watch. So I'm rooting for him, man. I'll always have a soft spot for the Knights. Like, that was my home for quite a few years. So seeing Andy rebuild and trying to find success is a cool thing. I got the one dude I don't know personally, but I think his name's Thad Jones. He looks like a damn playmaker. Like, I've seen him snag some balls that I thought were uncatchable, and you know, he's bringing them down with ease. So I think he's got some weapons on offense, and I think it comes down to their defense, whether or not they can, you know, strap up and make stops. I mean, they took Broadax to the wire. That was a fun game to watch week 1.
Oh my, yeah. An absolute classic from start to finish was that game between Broadax and Red Knights. One of the best Hoffman Bowls I've seen in years.
Yeah, yep, definitely.
And I think they're playing again this year too, so it'd be really interesting to see what that looks like later in the season.
Yep.
Looking ahead, speaking of Broadax, number 3 in our power rankings at 2-1 on the year, was not a very good performance against ADR a few weeks ago. Although, say, if Tom gets some of them bullet guys over here playing for Broadax, could be a different story come June. But I'm not saying anything. Don't know anything on that end. But if he could, oh boy. But the rest of the league will be on alert. But this team, Broadax, this season, with Clancy at quarterback, he finally gives them stability, something they've lacked ever since Grable and Mert both left over the last year. They tried TJ. That didn't work out. They tried Mike. They tried Zeke. But they finally settled on Clancy, and it appears that he is the answer to the quarterback problem they had. They had a bad game against ADR, but that was a rain game. It was clearly not their best effort. We'll see how they respond later in the season when they play them again in June and possibly again for the championship. We'll see as time goes on. But right now I got Broadax at number 3. They've had a good first month, but not great yet. A couple sloppy games of Warriors and Knights. Let's see how they progress as the year goes on. Speaking of pros, the program is number 2 on this countdown, 2-1 overall. The program had that tough, ugly game against ADR, but they did also beat the Knights and they did beat Ruckus, so they have 2 wins on the year. It doesn't sound great on paper, but they did beat 2 teams to a win at least, something that Broadax, they only beat a winless team and a 1-win Knights team, and that's it. A better, stronger record than Broadax has, a more recent win than Broadax. So number 2 for them. The ADR game still hangs over them, but right now ADR hangs over everybody in our league. Yeah, so, and that's why they're number 1 in the countdown at 4-0. In spite of everything that went on in Ocean City last week, they're still the kings of the Washington County Flag Football League. and they will hold that title until someone takes it from them in June. We'll see if anybody can do it this season. But first, we look at the games on the schedule.
So I just realized that
Sean,
I have to play the number 1 seed X Dog Saturday, and then the number 1 seed ADR and number 2 seed Program on Sunday. This is going to be
yeah,
a fun weekend.
the average ranking of the 3 teams you play, I'm doing the math in my head, is literally less than 1. So 0.75 is the average.
Spectacular.
Hey, instead
They're
of
good.
they're really good. Actually. Yeah, it's. Oh man,
Yeah, I mean,
you're gonna have quite a schedule. But looking
so
at
look.
the games, what's that?
Well, go ahead. Oh, go ahead.
All right, looking at the games for Saturday or Sunday rather. Kicking it off at 9 a.m. Number 5 Ruckus, number 3 Broadaxe. Broadaxe leads this series 15-0 all time. Oof. 15 straight wins. Can Ruckus finally pull one out? We'll see. Meanwhile, next game 10:30 Railroaders Program. Program leads that series 3-0 all time. They've outscored the Railroaders 67-0 in all 3 games. Brunswick has never scored. However, in all 3 games, the program's numbers have gone down. 28 the first time, 21, then 18. If Brunswick can get on the scoreboard and get a couple of stops, they could have something here. We'll see. After that, the program will play your team, Sean, the Warriors. And that series is just as ugly. Ooh, 5-0 the program leads. And they've outscored the Warriors 144-6 in all 5 games. With the only Warriors score coming in 2016 on the opening drive.
Huh. How about that? That's funny.
144-0.
I was on the other side of this this battle a couple years ago. That was my old squad before I came over to the Warriors. It's death row, man. That defense is nasty. I mean, it's always going to be nasty. You got Swole holding it down, and that's their anchor. Redzilla on that D-line, like, they're dogs. What do you do? They got playmakers all over the place. Cortez holding it down a corner. So that's going to be a good game.
I think so, too. Looking ahead of the next matchup, it'll be the Warriors having to play ADR right after that. You mentioned X-Dogs program ADR. It just gets worse. ADR leads the series 3-0 all time, 40-0, 52-14, 41-6. It's just been one-sided. Sean, can you guys make it closer this week?
Gonna try. I mean, that's all we can do. I mean, ADR's loaded. That's all you can say. And they know what they're doing. Boone, God knows how many touchdowns he's going to throw this year. They're just – I haven't seen them since they've been revamped. I've heard they've added some pretty huge pieces all around. Curious, and anxious to see what they have. Really, the only shot we have is to just keep it physical and play our game. That's all you can do. You can't get cute with ADR because
exactly
they just have playmakers all over the field. This is the bottom line.
And we look at the last game of the day to be Red Knights ADR. That is the game of the week, 3 p.m. That is the best matchup this week. So your game of the week be Red Knights ADR in the Washington County Flag Football League. That has not been a close game since the first one. Knights beat ADR the first time, 26-7, but 80-6 has been the score since. ADR winning the last 2 games. And let's segue to predictions real quickly because we're going to cut this down a little bit because we're running out of time. Broadaxe Ruckus, who you got, Sean?
Broadaxe 26-6.
I can see it playing out like that too. I think Ruckus's defense keeps them in early, but Broadaxe wears them down. Shuts down Ruckus's offense. Broadaxe with the victory, number 16 of a Ruckus. Program Railroaders.
Got to go Program. I think they pitch a shutout in that one. I think it's probably, oh man. Let me go.
I think so too.
I think I'm going to go, let's just go 20-0. I hate to do that to Brunswick because I'm really liking what they're doing, but
yeah,
Brunswick's or Program's defense is something different.
I'm going to go with program as well, but I'm going to go something more like 12-0. I think Brunswick gets a couple stops on them. They stifle them a little bit. However, the program wears them out as the game goes on and takes over with superior athleticism on the perimeter side. And I think in the end, those athletes end up being the reason why program wins.
I think program. Oh man, their offense might have one touchdown, but I think they're going to get a special teams punt return, and I think they're going to have an interception taken back.
I can see it too.
My prediction.
I can see Cortez and McKinley getting involved.
Exactly.
Sean, we know your thoughts on this one. I'm going to go program over Warriors. I feel like they just have that athletic advantage over you guys. The trenches will be interesting early on. If you guys can get to Adam, that can create problems, but you won't have Ross in the game. Ross is out due to his suspension. It'll be interesting to see how you guys come out for that one without him.
We have
Awesome.
Coach Collins is going to be cheering us on, but we have his spot filled.
All right, who's filling it? No surprises?
Somebody that I'm playing this week.
Oh, okay. All right, I see.
In some league.
Interesting. I'm going to go program either way, though. I just feel like athletically they're better than you guys. You guys need to, if you guys are going to win this game, you got to get stops and hold the ball for long drives. If you can do that, win the time possession war against them, be more physical up front, you will score an upset. But right now, I feel like the program is just way better of a squad. They got you guys beat athletically. In the trenches, it's going to be close, but in the end, the Brunswick game might determine a lot too, because that's going to be a physical game too. I think program still takes it, though. I'm going to go program and another low-scoring win. As for the ADR Warriors game, no offense, I'm going ADR. I'm not going ADR big. You guys have a tough draw, and I don't.
I got a plan.
You got a plan?
Got a couple plans.
You got a couple plans? All right, we'll see what you got.
Are you going to get kicked out again, Ross?
You're going to kick that again, Ross?
You're going to get barred.
I don't think I can, man. I think I'll be out for like 3 weeks or something, man.
3 weeks?
I'm saying the F word like 4 times and just starting my weekend earlier, getting out of there.
You rebel, you. Final game of the day, ADR Red Knights. Who you got, Sean?
I'm going to go ADR, but I honestly think this is going to be closer than what people think.
I think so, too.
I think the Knights keep it close for the first half.
Andy and them will be fresh.
And then I think ADR just starts to wear them down. But I think it'll be a 2-score game in the end, but I think it'll be a lot closer than the score reflects.
I think so, too. I think it's going to be a very close game for the most part early on, but ADR with their athletes pull away at the end. So I'm going to go ADR victorious there to go into the bye week at 6-0. And that's my predictions for the week, Sean. Thank you for joining us once again. Best of luck to you. X-Dogs, program, and ADR. That's number 1 in Keystone, number 2 in county, number 1 in county.
Yeah, it should be a blast, man. If you want to get better, you got to play the best. So it's
hell yeah, man.
Looking forward to it, man.
This is your circuit weekend.
Definitely. I'm trying to travel. It's just tough for me. I got these 2 little precious dogs at home that I hate leaving by themselves. So it is what it is. I'll get out there one day.
Gotta do what you gotta do. Take care of your babies. I get that.
But yeah, it's gonna be physical, and I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, each one of those guys on those lines, that the teams that I'm playing, they love the physicality, and it's just a blast to play against them, man. Like, got a newfound respect for Kinsler and Brady from the X-Dogs. The program, they got some dogs on that line. JJ, those guys, and ADR. I've heard they've picked up some people, so it's gonna be a blast. It's gonna be a war. Looking forward to it.
Looking forward to seeing it, Sean. Anyways, Sean Moach joining us, everybody, of both Immortals and the Warriors.
Warriors first, then Immortals.
Okay, Warriors first, then Immortals. Sean, thank you once again. Yes, sir. Thank you once again for joining us. Best of luck this weekend.
Thanks, man. Thanks for having me.
Anytime, sir.
Later.
And that about does it for tonight. Somebody's requesting something. No, okay. Not Sean. Perfect. Ross, I think we gotta get some rest. Thank you for tuning in once again to Blunt Talk featuring Joey Blaze. I'll see you this Saturday or Sunday. We'll see. We'll get back to you on that.
Got baseball this weekend too.
You got baseball?
T-ball.
T-ball? All right, Ross. T-ball and football. I like it.
Yeah.
For Ross Collins, this is Joey Blaze. Have a wonderful night.